Did Jacoby learn how to throw passes in the rain on a double pass?
I'm not gonna confirm nor deny that. I think Jacoby has always been able to throw it, and I was teasing with him before the play was called. I said, "Bro, don't panic now." He said, "Man, I got to take off my gloves. I got to take off my gloves, but I'm gonna do it so they won't recognize nothing." So he took off one glove, then he takes off another one. I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?" He said, "I got to take off another one, bro. I don't know." He did pretty good without being able to, warm up or anything. And the hot was covered on that play, which was me. It goes to show you the respect, in the passing game. But he did a great job. And, Berkey, only thing he knows how to do is just score a touchdown, seems like, man. And he just made a big play for the team.
It takes a certain amount of poise for somebody who's not a quarterback to make that throw in those conditions in that moment.
Once a quarterback, always a quarterback. I'm pretty sure Julian Edelman is somewhere smiling and but nervous at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Next question, Doug Hyde, followed by Ian Steele.
Hey Cam, that was a pretty torrential downpour out there. How difficult was it to handle and throw the ball out there?
Man, we had a couple close calls, with trying to gather the snap. Obviously it was a factor for them. But, having the mentality to stay, mentally tough throughout that whole, tsunami felt like, we just wanted to make sure that we do great things while we have the football, protecting the football, making great decisions. It affected, just a throw or two for me, but just being in manageable situations, kind of helps too.
Next question, Ian Steele, followed by Dan Roach.
Hey Cam, with a primetime win against a good team like Baltimore, do you feel like this could possibly be a turning point for the team, considering where you guys were earlier this season and now getting this big one?
I'm not gonna necessarily say it's a turning point. We just want to keep getting better each and every week, and I think we've been showing that, finding different ways to win, establishing our dominance in the run game, and trying to stop the run as well. Those are all keys to victory for us. And as this season keeps going, we just want to keep transcending upwardly, in a way that our team is getting better week by week. We have a lot of young players that have big roles for us, and especially myself, learning new things in this offense and getting comfortable. All in all, we just gotta keep the ball moving forward and staying focused throughout it all.
Thanks, Cam.
Next question, Dan Roach, followed by Mike Reese.
Hi, Cam. How important was it for you for the second straight game you guys didn't commit a turnover? How huge was that for you guys? And then also the offense at the end of the first half with the Myers touchdown pass, and then the beginning of the second half where you guys would have got more points on that 4-play drive.
I mean, that's big. That's extremely big. For us to play complementary football in those situations. Not only to score, it's the timeliness of those scores. Like you said, right at the end of the half, for JC to get a much needed pick to stop their surge, trying to score before the half, and for us to come back, getting the ball back and capitalize on that. I think we've done that, 2 weeks in a row, and that's just to keep the momentum, in our favor. So for us, those are big momentum shifts, and we got to just keep it throughout the game. We just got to find ways to score when we get inside the 5 like that, and I know we will.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Andrew Callahan.
Hey Cam, when you think about your career and playing in bad conditions, where did tonight sort of fall in terms of the worst conditions you've played in? And what would you say about the work of Winnie the Pooh, Smoking Joe, Dirty Dave, Shaq Diesel, Big Mike? What would you say about those guys up there?
Oh man, hey, you got them all right. But listen, for us, man, I don't think this team needs, an attaboys or a pat on the back. We're a hard-nosed, tough football team that we just try to keep improving each and every day. And, for us, we're coached extremely hard. Coach, to make sure that our fundamentals thrive in key moments when it's needed the most. And those guys just did a great job with taking on the challenge of this week, playing a great defense, a great physical defense, and just trying to create a surge for us so that, Dame and, Berkey and Jay White can get in between those holes, man, and just run. And that's what they did.
Andrew Callahan, followed by Maury Hirschgordon.
Hey, Cam, along those lines, you guys have been running the ball well all year, but especially, like you mentioned, a great defense, a great physical defense. What did it feel like to be kind of at the controls of an offense that was physically imposing its will like that, starting with the offensive line for much of tonight?
Yeah, I mean, listen, everything that coaches throughout the week, it tends to come up. And, I'm beginning to think he either has like a Staples Easy button or a Buffalo Wild Wings button, or just a straight direct line to the football guys, because he's like a football whisperer when it comes to anticipating what the game's going to be like, how we need to win, and things like that. I'm extremely impressed with that. But for me, trying to find ways to keep this team in a manageable situation offensively is one of the things that I have to keep doing and keep doing a better job at.
Did Bill a hint or kind of foretell that this was going to come down to the line of scrimmage? Is that your way of saying?
Well, we have our keys to victory, and week in and week out, Coach hammers it in each and every day with reminding us about if we're going to win, this is what we're going to have to do. And I'm just excited that the offensive line was able to, like you said, impose your will and play a great team. And this was going to be a great test for us, and we knew that. And for our guys not to back down, but take it more upon themselves as a challenge. And I would say they did a good job.
Maury Hirschgordon, followed by Levin Reed.
Cam, even when you guys lost a few in a row there a couple weeks ago, you were still outspoken in your support of your offense and your team as a whole. Would you say these last 2 weeks is kind of what you envisioned, even during that time when they weren't turning into wins?
No, I mean, I said it, before. We're a team that's extremely close, and and I still believe in that. For us to play the way we've been playing here of late, that's what you would want your team to be doing. Finding ways and trying to find our identity as an offense. Playing complementary football. As defense as well as special teams. That's where our meter is pointing upwards. And, the more and more that we learn, the more and more that we play together, the more and more that, we just have opportunities. I feel very confident in this group going into any situation, to play football. So, we just got to keep doing the small things right, coming to practice prepared, and having the willingness to, keep getting better, and knowing that, we just have to keep having that type of mentality and mindset, and we'll be good to go.
Last two questions will go Levin Reed and Chris Ryan.
Hey, Cam, Coach had mentioned that in weather like this, from center to quarterback, that snap could be a mess. What makes sure that you guys were together, you and David Andrews, to keep that rhythm?
Well, we had some close calls, but David, does such a great job with keeping his snap point, pretty much the same. And, I know it's not a big statistic or, something that nobody cares about until something bad happens. But he does a relatively great job with hitting the same point, when he's snapping the football, and then that's key. So for me, just getting a clean snap is something that comes with repetition, and doesn't matter if it's raining or whatever, my trust in him knowing that he's going to do the same thing each and every time is key.
Last question, Chris Ryan.
Hey, Cam, wanted to ask you about the execution and your comfort with the offense at this point, where you played pretty much mistake-free football tonight, just the one sack, no turnovers, no penalties. How important is that, and is that a key to recognizing where the offense is at this point, the execution and the way you guys were able to play this game?
Oh, without a doubt. For me, I know, a couple games, I took it personal because I know what the stat line could be, or if it would be different, minus the turnovers. And, Patriots over the years has just been phenomenal, to say the least, when no turnovers are committed offensively or no turnovers are committed as a whole. So with me knowing that doesn't make me play conservative. It just forces me to play smarter, and not being able to have that type